What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Alright, let's go on to some news that I'm happy about. Triple H, my man Triple H, Papa H. The man said we're making some changes. Of course, we're bringing in people. Of course, we're doing this, we're doing that. But now, the one thing that I've said, the one thing that I have always talked about and needs to go is, looks like there's a report that it is going. We're here on Sportster.com talking about that Triple H is making a lot of change in the roster as creative, and it looks like he is doing away with the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view.
Great job.
So it says his next on his job was to do a rearranging of the company's premium live events or the pay-per-views. The Elimination Chamber look like it's still coming back, but I don't know if it's only going to be for that year, just to help it out. But day one has been canceled, and I know they probably don't want to clash with the NFL also. But it has said that Hell in the Cell, according to Russell Wilson, new report that he's doing away with that. Thank you. Just that news alone made me happy, because I'm over it. I think gimmick pay-per-views are some of the dumbest things they can do in wrestling. And I said they have made the Hell in the Cell feel so lackluster these days, because you have a pay-per-view where you get about 2 or 3 Hell in the Cell matches on that show since it became a show. Man, the Hell in the Cell match is supposed to put to bed long rivalries.
Yeah, long feuds. Yeah.
Long feuds. It's supposed to be the culmination of that. Hell in the Cell felt like nothing. And then whoever the asshole was to paint that shit red, I'm like, I can't look at that. I'm looking at that.
You know why? Because it's a Raw review. How you didn't know that's wrong?
Well, also, he wouldn't make it look like it was hell. Remember, Vince would do that because Hell in the Cell is red. I was like, no, go back to the silver cage. Damn the red one. Go back to the silver cage and, have people compete for that. So, that's one thing I'm happy for. Look, Breaking Point needed to go. It's not here no more. Because Tues said they was really losing their damn minds. But Hell in the Cell got to go. TLC, it got to go. What's the other one? I am up and down with Extreme Rules. I'm not gonna lie. If they're gonna do once a month with every match on the card in a stipulation, I'm kind of cool with that, as long as they don't overdo it. To be completely honest with you, but I'll take it, or I'll leave it when it comes to that. But the Hell in the Cell one, that had to go. Me personally, you get rid of Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber has not felt like they gave a shit about it since 2005, I think it was. Maybe 2006.
I wish they just call it No Way Out.
I miss No Way Out.
I think at least No Way Out, you don't have to do Elimination Chamber every single time. You could probably do a steel cage or a 6-man Hell in the Cell even, rather than just a...
Exactly.
Something different,
Something completely different.
So
that's great. So are we in agreement about getting rid of that Hell in the Cell pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Also, there's some other news that's coming. I'm going to put these get together also, because he's not done yet. And this is one thing I've been asking for also, is I think he may be done with the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Nice.
And I think
put it at Mania or put it at SummerSlam.
I think they're gonna since Mania is 2 nights, I think they're gonna put it. I think it's gonna be a staple at Mania again, where it's like on night one you can do the women, on night two you can do the men, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But you have, if you're going to go forward with this 2-night WrestleMania, and at least up until 2026, they are still doing two-night WrestleManias.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I understand you personally don't like it, but me personally, right now, you have opened the door for a lot more opportunities, and I like the doors that they opening. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, make it a WrestleMania tradition, because that way you can always guarantee yourself. Hello?
I'm here.
No, I was hearing an echo of myself.
Oh.
You can always guarantee yourself a spot now at a WrestleMania. And I think that's also a place to do it when you have like a lot of guys, because obviously Triple H is not going to try to overload the roster like Vince did. So when you have a couple guys or girls that needs just to get on that you want to get on the card, but you also want to showcase, I think that Money in the Bank thing should have stayed as a staple, opposed to having made it have his own show.
Yeah, but also I will say, if you're gonna have a 2-night event, just at least make it feel like because obviously it's just for a money thing.
What would you say?
To get more, it's just a money thing, just to get more money. 2 nights worth of stuff. Yeah, but I just hope that it feels like we getting 2 nights worth of stuff, just rather than one night.
I think under Triple H we will, but hold on. To be fair, the one last year and the one when Bianca main evented against Sasha Banks, those two did feel like 2 nights. It wasn't like, okay, because like the Bianca and Sasha thing, it was a great moment for that night, and then of course you had the Roman, Daniel Bryan, and the Edge match, and then last year you had Stone Cold on night 1. So that was WrestleMania right there. Whereas night 2, well, minus the Brock and Roman thing, but I was saying, they did a good job last year of making each night feel special, and that was under Vince. Now under Triple H, I think honestly for 2023, I'm like, bro, get rid of Money in the Bank. There's no Money in the Banks. Okay, have Theory cash that thing in, or whatever you plan on doing, have him do that, and say, come Mania, we're doing the qualifying matches. I don't need 10 motherfuckers in Money in the Bank. Go back to how it was in 2005. 6 guys.
Well, it was up to 10 even when it was still at Mania. So
no, I'm saying, but like when it was 10 guys, that was like WrestleMania 26.
I would at least do 8, because they like to do 8. 4. They like to do 8, 4 and 4 on each brand.
4, okay, that does make sense, because it used to be 3 on each brand. So if they want to do 6 to 8, but yeah, I think 8. Okay, 8's a solid number. You do 8 men, 8 women. Night 1, night 2, and depending on the women, the star power, and the storyline going behind it. Because first of all, Triple H is a 225 guy. He will turn. It wouldn't just be a throwaway match. He would actually turn into a storyline to see who would be the one to win the Money in the Bank. Because I can't wait to see Royal Rumble, because he's going to have that he would. I think Triple H will have at least to be like 50% of these guys in this Rumble can win this match, opposed to like just one person coming out. So I'm like, yo, get rid of all this shit. And me personally, he can get rid of Elimination Chamber. I'm up in the air with Extreme Rules. I do like Extreme Rules, but if he wants to get rid of it, I understand. You could bring back Judgment Day. You could bring back Backlash. You could bring back No Way Out, like Prime said. You could bring back these different kind of things, and I think that'll be of a benefit, because I could not stand Hell in a Cell. I was like, y'all watered down what a great concept this thing was supposed to be, and now it's like, okay, we gotta wait till October or July to have like these Hell in a Cell matches. Man, no, let this joint be of a personal feud, and this thing has to end the feud. It's now it opens up the door that you can have a Hell in a Cell match at any show you want to now. You don't have to wait for the calendar to say July or October to have that matchup. You can have a lot bit quicker. So, any of your thoughts that you want to add to it?
No, I'm just gonna agree. So yeah, I wish they just bring back other pay-per-view names. Older pay-per-view names, Judgment Day, Vengeance, and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
they gave some of them to NXT, but